Once again, the screen lights up, flickering onto the title screen of Saga of Sylvonia.
Continue.
You select the option. The page turns to the load screen where everybody's sprites are doing their little 2-frame animation day, and it's next to like the time played and level and etc.
Mm-hmm.
Continue Saga.
Continue.
Continue.
That's not what I want to play. I need to get the correct link of what I want to play. There. That's the link that I want to play.
Eye of the Tiger.
It's the Eye of the Tiger. It's the thrill of one bite.
The fight.
It's the Rye or the Kaiser. It's the thrill of one bite.
Oh, what was that one commercial? Glenn, or something like that.
Glenn.
Yeah. Anyways, that place. Okay.
Screen. The camera flows through the library, coming to the table where the bookkeeper resides. He swipes some cards off the table, talking them away into his robes. Welcome back. Not ready to show that one off just yet. Came in a little bit early there. Don't worry. You'll soon figure out what those are for. Anyways, the last time we left our heroes, they had just survived a long, protracted battle, facing down waves of monstrous bees, and then the bears that had riled them up. Our dear boy Randall took a rather hard blow that knocked him out and gave him an unfortunate fear of bears. Quite unfortunate considering one of his traveling companions is a bear dimmy. Haven't had this experience of being knocked out of a fight. Randall confessed his love to Rosea during the night, giving into the growing affection between them. And now, as the moon passes through the sky, we return to the heroes and their journey to come up where the airship resides. He pulls out a book. No. You took a blow and realized your own mortality. And you're just like, life's too short. Must live. Screen zooms it into the bookkeeper's book. Pages flip and flow, following the moon through the sky as it pans down to the camp below.
Good timing.
Yeah. I mean, but part of that timing was being like, you did take a blow and you realized you're mortal.
Yeah. So we're starting the morning. Does anybody
Unless
have
anyone
any scenes?
Yeah. If anybody wants some scenes during the night or having a scene in the morning.
Well, in the morning, shirtless, Randall von Kief has his head buried in a tub of water, furiously scrubbing at the sides of his head. It gets so sticky if I leave it in too long. Anybody watching doesn't really have any idea why he's. It just looks like he's washing up until you take a look, or at least glance inside the tub, which is rapidly becoming a creamy, whitish, light blue color, distinctly unlike water.
I think Rosea would know that you dye your hair. 'Cause she's familiar with Ionius, and uh, I don't know. Would she know that you personally dye your hair?
That's something he's kept secret so far, because it's a sign of his royal family, and he didn't inherit the gene.
Yeah, but they were kind of close on the airship and everything. And I mean, she might have noticed hair dye in this supply. So I'm gonna say she kind of knows.
I'm going to say that she doesn't, and the reason is because this is a secret that's tightly kept to keep up the active nobility. It's something
Okay.
he would guard until now because he's just unable. So it's a sigh of defeat as his hair splashes out of the water. A deeper blue now, a much deeper blue, with the roots of it around his ears, and now his beard entirely have turned coal black with a highlight of deep blue.
I'll say Rosea's there, and she goes, "Oh, Randall, I like it. I like your natural hair color."
Please try not to mention this. As a matter of fact, when we get aboard my ship, I'm going to have to disguise myself with a cloak. The royal family of Ionius all has brightly colored hair. It's one of the things that marks the royal family and those related to it. What it
Hmm.
means is that, well, ordinary natural hair is considered common. I've never agreed with that concept because no one should be judged based upon what color their skin or eyes or hair happens to be. Or he looks left and he looks right to see whether anybody else is listening. Seeing no one, at least not yet, he says confidentially to Rosea, and I really not sure about the concept of nobility itself. Nobility is merely birth. It's only blood. We choose to be noble. It's something that has to be tended in order for that nobility to mean anything. So, all of this artifice, it's one more duty I have to bear.
Very
So,
wise, but you have to play your hand, and as you know, I was an orphan, and so I would never be center nobility, but I always find that merit is the better determination for one's abilities and what their worth is.
you'd think that. But in Ionius, in order to maintain the balance between nobles and noble families, and most of all, the ambitions of those noble families, many of us in the noble caste are married off to people that we don't love in order to keep the peace.
Yeah. What about my hair? Do you like the white color or?
Your hair?
Uh huh.
Well, he gets nervous and looks left and tucks a chin against his chest and says, well, to be fair, the white hair is a mark of magic ability. It's part of the reason that you were accepted. Well, I spoke up for you, yes, but it's part of the reason that you were accepted to the academy. We need all the help we can get in different types of magic and magic abilities. Or I'm saying the wrong thing. Uh, do I like it? Now he looks around conspiracy to make sure that nobody's looking. I honestly do. It suits you. It
Thank you.
softens you. It gives you an edge of. It makes you look a little exotic. I never thought about that before, because I'm used to being around vivid hair colors back in Ionius, and vivid scale colors amongst some of the crew. I don't know why that looks different on you, but it does.
I
He
appreciate the
reaches into his
compliment.
pocket to pull out a fistful of Zenith and says, "Now we need something else."
What's that?
And it escapes me. What is our merchant's name? Zaya? Is
Yes,
that
I
right?
am.
Yep.
The the rabbit
Here,
demi.
take this Zenith. Go to Zaya and see if she has an ordinary cloak, or at least a hood. I'm going to need to start wearing it in order to conceal my hair. I'll be darned if I have to shave off this goatee, though. It's taken a long time to grow it.
Okay, I'll be right back. And I take the Zenith and go to Zaya. Morning, Zaya.
Ah, to get money. That's not my voice.
It can
Maybe
be if
got a
you want
little
it to be.
leprechaun in me. Sorry, sorry about that. Morning.
Morning. We're on schedule to head to the airship like normal, but um, Randall was wondering if you had a cloak, with a hood for sale.
I think about hiding in the shadows is here. Yeah, I think I got something in here.
I'll
She
I'll I'll,
opens her
I'll
bag back up.
put my hand to my mouth to kind of conceal the conversation. I'll go. He has his reasons. Don't worry, but
So, look, I don't get into the details of my clients unless it's important.
and I give her a thumbs up. Right.
Now let's see here. Not too gaudy. Not gaudy enough. Too plain. Yeah, here we go. Pulling out a nice dark green cloak, uh, cape with a hood on it. It's got a nice gold clasp at the neck to help hold it into place.
How much?
For this, just about 15 cents.
Done. And I pay with Randall's money.
She takes the 15 cents and over the hooded cape. Gives a thumbs up. Anything else before I finish packing up?
Not right this second, but I'll let you know. Oh, and thank you. I'm glad you're with us. You really helped us out back there. I'm sure you'll love the shooting star.
Yeah, so, as long as I get to line my pockets with Zint, I will be happy.
Oh, don't worry about that. And take the cloak. Go back to Randall's tent. Like, here you go. Hand him the cloak and the rest of the Zet.
Right now, Randall is facing away from you, and being shirtless, he has the muscled back as he's still bending over, washing his hands and cleaning things up. And he says, "Yes, if you could put that cloak over to the side, please. Sorry to be so formal, but I have to get back into my leadership mindset."
Of
He picks up
course.
his combat tunic and starts rustling it on, tucking it over his bare skin, loosening his breeches to tuck it in, cinching everything back up.
Just put the cloak down and say, I'll see you around, Randall. Thank you for last
No,
night. And I walk out.
no, stay.
I
Just for a moment.
stop.
I start buttoning up the cloak, hood still down, and I approach Rosea and put hands on her shoulders. I don't know what you went through during that vision, but I feel the need to discuss this before we reach the ship. If something's changed about you, I need you at full strength and full focus. After all, we're going to be running different duties once we get aboard that ship. And we need to show our new crew around and assign them some duties, at least basic duties, so that they can be part of the crew. You know how the crew gets. The last thing we need is some sort of hazing ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I like those.
Oh, the vision. I don't want to talk about that, but I'm over it. I can be at full strength.
That's not really what I meant. It's for my sake too. I want to make sure that whatever you saw is something that you can deal with, and not something that's hanging in the air, waiting to distract you at a critical moment. I should tell you about my vision sometime too, and what it meant to me. I think the vision actually made me stronger, more determined to do the right thing, independent of Crown, or the Demon Wars, or of anything else. I think that there's something special happening, and I need to pay attention to that. I just don't want to get swept up in someone else's quest, like the ancient heroes, or Meridia, or Gerard, or to get swept up in politics, like the missive from the Queen. I need to be able to do the right thing, and that requires a clear head and the willingness to turn my back on things that I've come to know my entire life, and to make different choices. And I'm still holding Rosea's shoulders when I say that.
Well, the vision was very disturbing and terrible. I was fighting, and all of a sudden everybody turned on me and thought I was something I wasn't, and my skin changed, and it can't be. No, it was. I don't believe it, and it. I'm not gonna let it get to me, but it really got to me when it was happening, and it was really terrible and scary.
I rub her arms to comfort her. Well, you're not. It doesn't sound like you're telling me everything, but you don't need to. It may be an echo of what's to come. After all, even in the academy, everyone knew that you were definitely not a commoner that enlisted into the armed forces. There were whispers that you were a noble. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, I kept that away from you, obviously, because that would have required a complex story that would have easily become a lie, and it would have made things even harder for you than they were. So I allowed the rumors to run far longer than they should have, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad I got assigned to you and everything that's happened so far. Whatever will happen, I'll protect you and I'll protect this crew and this mission. I'm behind you 100%. Yep. And I'm not
That's
going to
great.
let our, and I kind of rub his arm, our relationship or whatever get in the way of that. Don't worry about that.
I simply take her hand and loose her from my grasp. I understand, but when we get aboard the Shooting Star, you're no longer going to be what you were. You're going to have to tend to security again, the
Yeah.
weapons systems, and items such as that. There's a lot of duties to catch up on. We may not see each other for a while. And while we're aboard ship, we need to be in official capacity again. We need to be Ionians for the sake of ship, crew, and mission.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I'm going to be doing a lot of talking with Hutsa again. So we won't have free time like we do now.
Well, let's make the most of it while we still can.
I do, and I draw close, and I kiss Rosea again.
Accept it.
I wish that things were much different. But there are many thousands and untold hundreds of thousands of people of all races depending upon us. The mission still remains. I need you to know that, no matter how I feel.
I understand. Like I said, the mission comes first, right?
It has to, for the sake of far more than a common girl of unusual hair made into chief of security aboard an old boat like mine.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's get out of here. Let's gather the party together, and I need to dump this in a secure location as I tuck the hood over my head.
Okay. What is the rest of the party doing?
I suppose, given what Olivia put in the chat earlier, Briar is probably in a tent with her, trying to explain how better to approach Bugabud as her demeanor is just freaking out the poor little guy. You got to try to understand. I know you're. Well, I'm not really sure entirely what you are, but whatever you are specifically, it kind of freaks out the poor guy sometimes, and you got to try to smile a bit more. Maybe
So
maybe
as you
speak
say
with
that,
less coldness.
she does attempt to smile, but it just does not come out right at all. And it just looks even creepier than before. Okay, it's not that bad. Holy shit.
That's just nightmare fuel. Is that?
I was
Hey,
ready with that one.
you're not quite there yet. You can go back to the normal face. That's actually kind of creepy.
Olivia just sighs and she kind of slumps a little bit. I'll keep doing my best. And she like takes a few steps back, but you can tell she's still like locked on the Bugabud the whole time.
Don't you worry, Bugabud. I'm trying to. Well, regardless of what exactly she is, I'm sure we can still make something out of this.
I think
Why
just for
did
the sake of comedy,
wait? She
I'm just
smells
gonna
like
have
what? Just because we haven't seen her bathe, don't mean you gotta say such things. I mean, come on.
damn, so rude.
If the smell is that bad, we can just use our magic on her next time. Give her a nice cinnamon flavor to overwhelm whatever it is you're smelling. No, you can't eat her if she smells like cinnamon. Maybe a nibble if she allows it. If. I said if.
But Bugabud, all right, with like some dust in his hand and his mouth open.
But why?
Because Bugabud things.
Just because Bugabud.
Ridiculous.
Okay, what is Etesian doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah, in the morning.
Breakfast. What is for breakfast?
Are you cooking? Do you want to cook for the party?
Sure. That's a roll for that?
Sure.
Yeah, but give me an insight willpower roll, which is like just 2d8 for you, I believe. I think you're a jack of all trades.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
I am.
is.
Oh my god, is that Hillary Clinton?
11. That's not bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not
Pass.
bad.
2 tiers, so it's like kind of probably slightly above average.
Yeah,
What'd you cook?
You take.
Well, yeah, you classic breakfast then.
Like
Eggs,
bacon, eggs,
toast.
sausage.
Rice, you know.
Hmm.
This is a JRPG after all.
Yeah.
Bugabud smells the
Good.
breakfast and jumps off Briar's shoulder and just bounces his way over to Etesian.
Bugabud, hold up. Wait, food?
But Bugabud pawing at Etesian's leg.
Bugabud, you gotta not run off with me like that.
Pointing up at the food that Etesian's cooking.
I'm not sure that I'm not sure they can understand you, so why don't I ask for you? Don't worry. Alright,
You dared him away from me.
Oh, hey, Etesian. Oh, that smells great. You cooked for all of us? Thanks.
Yeah, I think it'll be passable.
I appreciate it. Here, let me get the plates and start putting food on plates. Breakfast is ready, everybody. Call everybody to breakfast.
And I suppose Briar will do her best to hold Bugabud back from digging into the food before everyone's ready.
Randall, do you come out with a hood?
Yes. So, it smells good. Who made it this time?
Etesian. Isn't that nice?
Interesting. Mysterian cooking?
Etesian?
Yeah,
It looks
something like
pretty,
that, you know.
looks pretty cauldron to me. It's got rice and eggs and some bread.
Yeah, we don't have the crazy berries. My home will call crazy berries.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
tell us
certainly
about
different types.
your home, Etesian. I'm curious.
Oh, I don't remember much.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sure you remember some.
Remember the
Oh,
planet has rings. We have something called crazy berries, which are more related to apples, but that's neither here nor there.
Hmm.
why are they called
Yeah.
crazy berries?
I don't know. They're not particularly crazy or anything. It's just one of
Well,
those things.
let's
It's
hope
like
that
what?
they don't cause insanity.
Oh no! It's like why you call it a pineapple. You know, it's neither from a pine tree or an apple. Like it's one of
Ah,
those. Someone just gave it a fun name. But anyway, it's rings. I remember how I got here. Did I fly here on great membranous wings, or did I have a spaceship?
A spaceship.
What's a
It must.
spaceship?
It's like a ship in space that came through. Work out here somehow, didn't I?
You mean above the world tree? There's stuff up there?
Wait, I mean,
Well,
it gotta be, doesn't it? How did I get here?
the Exarch says the Exarch claims that there are, but
Huh.
it's not a commonly held belief.
Well, I'm proof of that belief. I'm proof there's
I
a
don't
great
know.
beyond.
I'm just
I'm
glad you're
from
with
the
us,
great beyond.
Satesian. Your gun and your healing spells are very handy. That new thing you've been doing, the thunder, the massive thunder damage. It's very impressive.
Well, thank you. I try my best. I try my best.
Yeah, you like summoned this bird? What kind of magic is that?
Oh yeah, that's my bird magic. Pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how to describe the bird magic. All I know is it's a bird and it's cool.
Yeah, it looks like a big thunderbird and it shocks
Yeah,
everything. It has
yeah.
like a whirlwind attack.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of my vast array of powers.
Oh, this food's pretty good. Thanks.
Enjoy the crazy berries.
Hey, I just noticed. Why is Randall eating with a cloak on?
Oh, don't worry about that.
It's because we might face difficult weather today. I'm trying to be prepared. After all, it does occur to me that some of us need to conceal what we are until we're on board the safety of the ship.
I didn't know there was going to be bad weather incoming. Should I get a cloak too?
Well, you've been out in the woods for quite some time. I'd think that you'd be prepared for most types of weather.
Well, you can only be as prepared as you allow yourself to be with what you have on hand. I learned that lesson the hard way trying to survive on the road as a youngin'.
True enough. Now, once we get back to the ship, I can put on my captain's uniform, and then I can do away with the cloak. That ship is considered to be Ionian soil, and I'll be halfway home. I take another bite of breakfast. Thank you, Atesian. It is tasty.
Bugabud certainly seems quite unimpressed.
Now, can Bugabud eat anything, or do you need
What if I was
special pet food? Because
what if I was a chef on my horse?
we have cats in Ionius, some like long-haired cats, and they sell special cat food for them.
I'm sure if Bugabud wasn't magical, I'm sure he'd probably need a bit more of a balanced diet, but as is, he can pretty much take anything down that gullet and act like nothing happened. Hell, the treats I have for him are just random mixture of stuff I've picked up off the road, because he'll eat pretty much anything. Friendly donations from strangers, food I found lying around.
You feed Bugabud trash food?
Hey, as long as Bugabud laps it up like normal, I wouldn't call it trash. He just is less picky than those with less limbs than he.
But you got to make sure it doesn't have stuff growing on it, right?
Well, it's not like I'm feeding him all sorts of filthy rocks or anything. I, of course, make sure everything he's fed is clean.
Yeah.
He's just,
Okay.
again, his stomach is less picky. Sometimes I swear his stomach can purify things or something with how much he can shove down there with no repercussions.
Okay, I guess we finished breakfast and hit the road.
Hit the road,
On
Jack.
the road again.
Scene change.
All right.
Travel roll
Time
or
for a day of travel.
this is you, Randall.
Give me a D8.
It's a D8.
Yep, D8 and one or
Yeah.
two we get a discovery from you.
Yeah, because of the traveler's boots.
No,
Let's see if we find something.
the treasure hunter skill. 2 discovery.
And there it is!
Starting off strong.
As we walk down the hillside, the switchback down the mountain is made of rock and stone. And there are piles of rocks to indicate where the switchbacks are. But Randall spots something. This is interesting. Look, here.
I have a discovery in mind.
Is it a whole dungeon?
No.
Lazy. Just kidding.
What Randall sees seems to be a young woman wearing one of those wide-brimmed witch hats. Yeah, moving along down through the woods in the side of the path. Though she's not moving on her feet. If anything, it looks like she's laid on her back.
Oh, Rosea, come quick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a witch.
What the?
Yeah.
I run up and I'm like, "What's up?
Yeah.
Who are you okay?"
Yeah,
I'm gonna make an insight roll here.
as y'all come up, the witch stops moving, and something turns in. You realize that she, like, whatever she has for a backpack seems to be some sort of mimic. And it just looks at y'all all for a bit before, like, one of his tendrils or whatever starts to shake the witch awake. Yeah.
I'm going to roll an insight and examine the witch's pack, trying to see whether it's the same model as the witches that we fought in the first dungeon, in the major dungeon in Call.
Alrighty.
That's
Hey,
a crit.
you crit.
What opportunity you want?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, obviously, the opportunity is going to be information about
A useful clue.
information about
About this woman.
yeah. Give me the clue. Give me the clue about her.
Okay.
Give me the clue.
You know what? You take a look at her. Immediately, you're just like, no, this isn't like one of the witches that was with the demons. In fact, you've seen this witch before. You've seen them at the Capitol. You've also seen this witch in Ionia. You even saw this witch at the town where you have the airship docked.
Interesting.
Yeah, this
She's
witch
been
is
traveling place to place.
this witch is actually a sort of merchant, so to say. She just seems to have a shop in most cities.
Oh, does she sell
Pe-
magic items?
And with a
some-
mimic for a backpack, this,
Yeah,
she's obviously memorable. That's why I remembered her. That makes
Yeah.
sense now.
yeah. People don't usually catch her traveling on foot between towns because she has a bad habit of narcolepsy. So when she does kind of pass out on the road, her backpack basically gets up and starts carrying her to her destination.
I know this woman.
Who is she?
She's called the Drowsy Merchant. She travels from town to town, and the reason she's able to do so is because of this backpack. It's a living backpack. Don't get too close. It not only contains her wares, well, some of her wares, and it's always
If
uncomfortable
you
dealing with because of
if
where
you
where
feed me some cooked meat, and you can get hold something out for her. Maybe are you boy or girl again?
Who's talking?
Neither.
Backpack?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. You're like Bugabud, right? A magical creature?
the backpack just kind of clacks a bit before just shaping back into the backpack.
Was that a yes? I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe sometimes shy or protective. It just depends on how I get approached. Usually, I need to calm people down. They usually don't take too kindly to a mimic. Yeah. So what can I do y'all for?
So, you're a merchant, right? Well, let's see your wares.
Well, some of it is wares, but most of it is services.
What do you
services.
sell?
I've never really bought from you before.
Say again?
I've never actually bought from you before. I know that you're a legend, and that you've appeared. Well, Rosea, I saw her outside the academy, but that was years ago. I've also seen her in the small riverside town where the ship is docked. So this drowsy merchant
Wait,
gets around.
so that means we weren't the only envoys from Ionius, because she's been traveling from Ionius to Galdra.
Now,
Wait, is that where I am right now?
yes, that's another feature of the drowsy merchant. She she pops up at the oddest of times, and there's always a bit of mystery to what she has. This is a rare instance to buy some epic items that can be found nowhere else in the land.
Yeah. Mainly I've been dealing with the holosphere things.
Holospheres? That might be just
Yeah.
what we need. What do you have for sale?
Yep. Mimi! Mimi! The backpack will pop off her back and lay itself off into and take the shape of a merchant elf with a bunch of orbs and sockets in the shelf.
Ask where the stops that can be stored.
Okay, can you socket my gear? Because I only have one socket that's being used right now.
Yeah, I can I can upgrade your socket slots things. They're
Is
still
this
called
the
slots, or is it called cards?
is this
Why
the
not?
witch of the merchant?
No, I'm thinking
Or
of the
the
bookkeeper
mimic?
thing again.
Hesson, was that the witch or the mimic?
The witch is the one that talks. The
Oh.
mimic basically formed into a merchant stand.
Oh, so it's the witch that's been talking this whole time.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
the witch is just always sleepy.
Okay, how much to socket my shields with slots?
That is a question. I'm actually... Let's see here.
It's in techno.
Technospheres.
Protagonists.
Let's see here.
Technospheres. We're not doing memospheres.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
600
if
for
they're-
2.
Yeah.
2 slots, 600.
I might do this Mimospheres. I just won't do Mimospheres that the players can make, because
Okay.
I don't want the players to just sacrifice their levels, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's perfectly fair. Yeah.
But Mimospheres could basically be like, oh, here's a fire materia. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, like, it's easy enough to make something have a slot normally. And if you want to get a second slot, that'll be 600. She starts to fall asleep for maybe produces an arm, shakes her again. For 30 total slots, that'll come to 1,500. That's not including the 600 previously.
Oh,
They get more
really?
expensive, more
Yeah,
capability.
yeah.
Oh,
It'll
so
be
but
600 to make the second slot. That you need to pay 1,500 for a third slot. And then if you want a fourth holosphere slot thing, you'll need 1,800.
oh, but the I can socket the holospheres into my shield without worry right now. One slot.
Yeah, I just need to work on it for a minute.
Okay, here's a out of character question. It says slot alpha, I guess. This quality is automatic. Offers one technosphere slot. This quality is automatically present on all weapons and armors that have no other qualities at no additional cost. So my spring
Yeah.
shield would not have this.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, your spring shield would not come with a free slot.
So could I pay to have the spring shield slotted?
Yeah, I'd say the cost to the cost the cost for slotting something that already has a quality would be, I'll say, 300 for the first slot.
Sure. Okay. What holospheres do you have to offer?
Let's see here. Nope, that went very far. Let's see here. What's that one? Where are you, holosphere list?
While the merchant works, Randall's going to turn and face the party. This is a very rare opportunity. We don't normally act as full-blown mercenaries out in the wilderness. We need to protect ourselves against the types of hazards that we might encounter. We're in the midst of leaving Cauldron now and headed back for the sea, for the coasts, and eventually for Ionis. And what this means is that we probably should stock up on protection against things like water, air, ice. In order to do all of that, we probably need to pool our zenith. and make the choice now on who needs it the most. Honestly, I think about protecting people like Atesian.
Well, it's so nice.
Well, it's not necessarily to be nice. You're the one that can save the rest of us with good healing. If we can increase your elemental defense, then that's better for the entire party. Is there
Yeah, this
anyone
is
else particularly
point.
vulnerable to magic defense, or who has a key role in the party like Ephesian does? I'm saying that we need to think as a team, and the areas that are coming up are likely to be either water or air or ice as we make travel. If we are in the air, we may encounter some air monsters.
I'm
So
not
who needs the
particularly
elemental
too
defense the most?
concerned about my own defense, but I'm willing to give up my Zenit for whoever may need it.
So am I. And Ephesian seems like a good first choice.
I think they're better off as well. If we're gonna be fighting flying things, I can probably shoot them down before they get to me.
True, but we shouldn't underestimate the types of elemental threats that we have yet to face. We've already gotten the Earth dungeon out of the way for the Ancient Heroes quest, but we have yet to find an ice dungeon yet. I think we should prepare for the future. After all, we're heading to Ionia, and that place does contain more air, water, and ice monsters. We can prepare now. We got extraordinarily lucky by finding the drowsy merchant who... Oh, she's asleep again. Hello?
Hello.
Are you awake?
Eh?
Oh,
What,
yes.
what was I doing again?
I think you were
Holospheres.
looking
What
over the
holospheres do we have?
Oh yeah. What do we have here at the moment? Where's there?
So on page 139, you're supposed to roll 2d6s, one for the 10s, one
Yeah.
for the...
Yeah, let's see. Got a quick one, a medical one, a mighty one. This one is a snaring holosphere. This one is energizing. This one is dazing. Got a cult. I got Arctic. Got steadfast. And got cyclonic.
Cyclonic.
That's a hard word to say sometimes.
Cyclonic. It can be said either way.
How much for the quick holosphere? That would be good for you, Randall.
Well, it would be better for you, considering it would almost
No.
guarantee that you could go first or faster.
No, it's above table. It's you are immune to slow. I have a D6 dex. Slow does nothing to me, but it would lower your dex die if you're. But if you're immune to slow, it wouldn't do anything. So you have a D10 dex. This one. No, I think it would be best for you.
Well, let's not think too quickly. I think Ephesian needs the best defense of what we can buy today. After all, if we continue to be healed more often, Ephesian needs the better defense, so that in difficult fights, our party can last longer. I don't want anyone else to fall.
Right. I'm quick enough that the defense ain't really gonna help me too much, so I'm willing to let Etesian have that one.
Well, we don't know what these other spheres are. Can you explain them?
Which one do you want me to explain then?
Well, medical, clearly. That seems to be what we're looking for, to make sure that the party has longer durability.
This one works well when you're using a potion or the alchemy stuff on someone. Now we'll call it some to recover extra HP and or mana.
That sounds something like Kenzo would be interested in.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah, potion above table. Potion would work on alchemy bombs.
Yeah.
How much for the mighty hollow sphere?
Let's see. Here. Those hollow spheres usually come with a price off them.
Well, Etesian, of the ones that you look at, can you guess which holosphere might be good for you?
Oh.
Energizing, occult, perhaps, or one of the elemental defense ones, such as Arctic or Cyclonic that I've mentioned.
I would say elemental defense. I am I'm a glass cannon, as they say. That is the terminology, right? Glass cannon.
I don't see a price on these.
Yeah,
here we go. For the sake of determining what each technosphere is approximately worth 500 zenit and already on 137.
Yeah.
At the bottom of 137.
Does the gear you're wearing now, Etesian, have a slot available? Because if not, we'll have to pay for that too.
Oh, yeah. I'll say for the usual holospheres, it'll be 500. And for the ones that must occupy 2 slots, I'll say 1,000.
Oh, I can't afford that. I would have to get it slotted too. It's pricey.
That's why we need to consider very carefully what we buy here. This opportunity isn't going to occur again for quite some time.
Let's see.
Where could I find something like that?
Arctic? Where's Arctic? Arctic. Resist ice damage.
Useful here's a question.
Here's a question, DM.
Yeah.
My shield, it's both weapon and like if I slot it into a shield, will it deal ice damage now?
I think in that case you'd have to choose if you want it defensive or offensive.
Okay.
I guess for you, technically your shields are your weapons.
Yeah. Can we socket accessories?
I
think I want to pick up the Arctic one.
Well, it's not a case of what we individually want to pick up, but what we can pick up for the group. For example.
Well, I'm the tank. More resistance on me is really good.
If the occult one is exceptionally powerful, it might benefit a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see where occult.
You need to know what they do.
You just put this one on a weapon and does more damage to elementals. If you put 2 in, you get an extra bit of defense against magic. But you gotta have 2 in.
Expensive. So how much zenith do we actually have among us?
It's on 135. Technical spheres can be freely placed within any weapon or armor fitted with the proper slot, so it's not accessories.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have 400 zenith. We need to add this up to determine.
You have 385.
385. That's right. 385.
I have
I'll just put it in the chat.
903.
Let's put it in the chat, folks. Let's add it up. See what we
Etesian
can
has
buy.
884.
I
Okay,
have 967.
No,
And anyone interested in one of these spheres, keep in mind that we have to add the slot to the gear that we're wearing, or the weapon that we're wielding.
Uh-huh.
the first slot's free. That's what we just said. So the first slot costs nothing, but if you want to add 2 slots, it's 600.
Or to pick up a holosphere that takes up 2 slots.
We'd have to slot it out with 2 slots and then buy the holosphere for 1,000.
Exactly. So who are we missing? Kenzo. Kenzo will not be taking part today.
Yeah, Kenzo's hoarding his Zant like a dragon.
That does not surprise me, based on what he did back in the capital city.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
we
that
can
checks out.
maybe we can retcon after Kenzo's come back that he can do his shopping with this, with his own
17.
Zenit.
Maybe.
Well, we can always buy it for him and give him a gift later.
Yeah.
17,
Either
20,
way.
29, 29, 32, 33, 34. Roughly 3,400 is what we have now. We actually have quite a bit. And with this opportunity, having serious advantages in combat and defense, I think that we should spend the bulk of our Zenit right here, right now.
Okay.
Very fortuitous.
Does any holosphere stand out to somebody? That's what you want to know what it does.
So we know that quick is
Immune to slow. That's pretty good for Dex people.
That could potentially.
To slow.
The quick
That's a
could
high grade.
potentially be
That's a high
helpful for
grade.
Briar, since that's my main
Yeah.
stat.
Briar or Randall, quick would be good for.
Yes. But there's only one of them, isn't there?
I think it should go to Briar because Randall's speed, regardless of whether he gets more or not, I'm going to be just throwing him at enemies anyways. So he's always going to get a chance to act regardless.
Good. Good thinking.
Okay, there's 500. Collie, do you want to buy the quick?
Yeah, I'll have. And Briar's got the most Zenit out of everybody in the party, it looks like, so I'll gladly take that out of my own pocket.
Sure. What are you slotting into? Your crossbow or your armor?
Let's say we can slot it into Briar's armor.
Sure. Deduct 500 and add immune to slow to your character sheet. Quick holosphere.
Okay, so I can slot.
Hold on.
It says like Diablo.
Hold on now, and this is important. I think that we should grow our Zenit, the 5 of us, buy what we need, and then redistribute the Zenit after we're done. Do we agree?
I have a shield.
I mean, that
Fine by
seems like a lot. I say we just if you want something and you can't afford it, we'll help you afford it. As I say, that's easier.
Done.
I mean, in my case, Olivia would just treat all of her Zenit as community loot regardless. She has zero attachment to the money at all. So whatever will help the party, she is more than willing to give.
Very well. Then I will.
Mighty is very powerful, but it's going to cost 1,600 if we go that route.
True, but it might enable us to take down enemies before they have a chance.
It would give me a D12 might at this level, which is pretty nice, and then that would increase my hit points as the tank, and then when I hit level 20, I can increase something else instead of might.
Sure.
That'd be the most powerful thing, but it's very expensive.
Might is also my highest.
We
But
have
given how often I
the
miss my
Zenith right now.
attacks, I don't mind giving it to you.
But are we free to spend the small? Well, let's start with the most expensive thing first. What's the greatest benefit that we can get right now? What does the energizing holosphere do?
Immune to weak.
Energizing.
That would be good for Olivia, I think. That would cost 500.
What is it?
Immune to weak.
Energizing, yeah, it makes you immune to weak. If you have 2 of them slotted in, you recover hit points more. If you have 2 in, when you recover hit points, you recover 2 additional hit points.
But immune to
I
weak,
really
that
wanna be
means your
recovering
might
hit
die
points.
can't be lowered.
What about the other ones, such as dazing, snaring, or steadfast? Let's not overlook.
Dazing.
We can't afford to make a mistake here.
For dazing, it goes in the weapon. It takes up 2 slots. But each target hit by the weapon suffers dazed.
That'd be good for the
Seriously.
multi-attackers.
I will
High
say
status
this.
effect.
Anything that would help me inflict shaken or weak to enemies would be greatly beneficial. Because that would allow me to farm HP and SP consistently. Or sorry, MP consistently.
Yes, that will be helpful. So let's concentrate on what makes us the most effective.
Steadfast. Immune to shaken you will be. If you have 2 of them, you recover more mind points when you do.
Interesting.
Okay.
So what else were you asking?
I think that we have an
Snaring.
understanding what most of these spheres do now. I think that we're agreeing on quick for Briar.
Sure, I think we already bought
And-
that.
With whose money?
Briars.
Okay, Briar spent it first. Okay, good. Let's
Yeah,
keep track of how much that we have in the chat. That way we can plan.
So, where's mine at now? Okay, after buying mine, I am at 467.
60. Yes. All right. Now the quick is off the board. Take a look at your sheets. If there's anything that you can specialize in, now's a good time.
As I said, anything that would allow me to cause shaken or weak to enemies would help with my necromancy.
I don't think there's anything like that on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, weak. That would be tiring, I believe. I don't think there's tiring on the board though.
No.
But other than that, there's not really much that stands out to me.
I mean, do we
Like I
want to
said, I
go
would
big
rather-
for the mighty holosphere on the tank?
I don't mind doing that for Rosea. I'm not against it, but that requires the parties all agree because that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna need to pool together to get that one.
Or that could benefit me.
Yeah. We could do the mighty on Sax, but I don't know. It'd be pretty good on Rosea too because it would give me a lot more hit points, and I'm the tank. I'm protecting everybody all the time, and it would give me 2d12 on my attack. Interesting.
And we also need to think about the most expensive thing. We arguably want either we can choose one of two things. We can buy from the bottom and buy the 500 one to spread out the advantages and the potential advantages in different types of battle we may face, or to spend on the expensive things first to get the greatest advantage on an individual, which will probably be much larger. We need to think. We need to choose wisely.
I think snaring and mighty are the biggest ones. Snaring would be pretty good. What is dazing too? I think that's a double. Snaring would be pretty good on a multi-attacker like Randall or Kenzo.
No, not
And
really
that
a
would lower their
multi-attack.
defenses.
I could do, but that's not my main focus.
That's definitely more Kenzo's thing.
I would agree.
That's it. And Kenzo would have to buy up to 3 slots because he currently has the sharpen on his sword. And he probably does not want to unslot that.
And then the 3 slots cost there we go. 3 slots. Holy crap! It's 1,500 just to get 3 slots.
Consider what we have. It's not impossible.
So
Don't be
that's
scared off by it.
I don't know. That's huge. That's a huge gold sink just to get the slots. It's like half our money just to get the slots, and then another 1,000. That's like all of our money.
Well, let's hear from the rest of the party. Letizian, Olivia, Prior, you've accepted the quick, so we're trending in a direction to get small bonuses, but for multiple of them. We certainly have the money for that, because a lot of our gear doesn't have any slots at all, weapon or arm. And if we're going to do that, then we're going to be buying individual technospheres here that do different things. So we need to match them up to get the greatest advantage over the course of the party.
Sounds about right.
Well, instead of the mighty, I could go energizing, make me immune to weak, or I could go Arctic, resistance to ice, stack resistance on the tank. Or I could go both.
Honestly, I would like the Arctic sphere for 2 reasons. One, we're going back to Ionia, and there may be ice creatures there, which would mean that we would have 2 party members resistant to ice attacks, myself and Kenzo.
That is a good idea, yeah. I hate ice.
Alright, if you
Sure.
take the 2 that you take the one that you have, get a second one, and then put them both on a piece of armor, you'll make that one person immune to ice damage. Or if you get 3 and put them all in the same piece of armor. Wait, no, that's on weapon.
Yes.
Yeah. If you have it, you put 3 on a weapon, then you made to.
Oh, she's falling asleep again.
Well,
Nah,
we don't have 3.
We probably won't be doing that.
Do you want? Here's the question: do you want 2 people resistant to ice, or do you want 1 people immune to ice?
If we want an immunity to ice, then that person needs to be central to the rest of our strategy. That is something for someone like a Tegan.
Okay, well, we'd have to get the holosphere from Kenzo resistant to ice, because he has an Arctic holosphere, and then we buy this one,
Yes.
and then get a 2 slot for Adhesion, and she can have immunity to ice on her armor or something.
Yes. And we can move those around dependent upon what type of enemy that we're about to face. We can change these things between battles, can't we?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Sounds correct.
Well, if that's the case, then we can change our battle plan depending on who has what holosphere. And we can
Yeah,
refine
but
our strategy throughout.
nobody has a 2-socket armor yet. We have to pay for that.
True. And I think that's the sort of thing that Etesian probably needs. We need to protect our healer. It's not that you don't do a very good job at it, Rosea. However, there may be attacks that we need to weather multiple times from a larger party or from a more complicated boss.
Okay, so Hesson, do you know what Arctic thing Kenzo has equipped right now? Is his armor?
Yes, it is. I know, because I gave it to him.
Okay, yeah, it would be in his armor.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna assume he consents to it right now. I guess we'll get the Arctic from him, and then buy the Arctic and pay for 2 slots on Adhesion. So that's 1,100.
Okay, so you want the first slot, then you want to go ahead for a second slot on her armor. Okay. And then I need to
And not
put the
only
slot on her armor so she can have the quickie thingy.
Right.
The first slot on regular stuff up with that out. Quality will be free.
Okay, Adhesion just needs 216 to complete the transaction. She's 216 short.
216, I will spend that. 216, then it'll bring me down to 109.
Yeah, Monty, you agree with
109.
this plan, making you immune to ice?
Yeah, yes, I am.
Okay.
Anything else y'all are wanting to do? Planting? Nap?
169,
We don't
yeah.
have enough. We certainly have enough for the other smaller one.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy something.
So we bought.
Adhesion Zenith's at 0.
We have bought the quick.
And equipment, combat tunic, socket 2, double Arctic, immune to ice damage. Okay, and let me set her immunity. Ice immunity. Okay. And I think I want the one that's where's that? Energizing, I believe it was. I think I'll buy that for myself. Put it in the where's that at? Energizing. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so you want to socket put into your runic garb.
No, my shield. I'll just put it in my shield. Immune to weak.
Okay, so you want it in the runic shield. Okay. Anything else?
1 second. That's Adhesion's character sheet. Mine minus 500. Equipment.
So how much do we have left?
Runic shield. One socket. Immune to weak.
Well, we need to
That
state
was
that
the
that's an
other
energizing holosphere because it is something else when placed in a weapon. We need to keep careful track of what we have because we may be able to switch from defense to offense.
Mhm. I'm at 403 left.
All right.
Eh,
Sonic will help against air creatures, which we may encounter during the trip.
Let's see, where's the list? Cyclonic, I believe. Let me see what that does. Cyclonic. This is the
That's
air
my guess.
damage. That'll cost 500. We could definitely pull and get it. Who wants it? Maybe Olivia?
What's the item?
Resistant to air damage? Cyclonic? Put it in like your armor or
I mean,
something?
I'd like that one.
I don't have a weakness to it.
I would
but
like the cyclonic armor, to be fair. Honestly,
Okay,
because,
sure.
well, I have soaring twig. It fits me.
And I
Sure,
believe your captain, or your captain's outfit or whatever already has a slot.
Correct.
Okay,
That is,
Cyclonic.
unless something like assault or snaring might be of greater use to someone else. And I think, honestly, it probably might be. If we're dealing with an individual element, we're only going to encounter that somewhat more rarely than debilitating attacks that will last the entire battle.
Well, we can't
And
really
make
afford snaring. It's a 2 slot in a weapon, so we'd have to pay 600, and then it's a double, so it would be 1,000, so 1,600.
So snaring is out. Mighty is out. Likewise. Does that mean that occult is off the board too?
Occult?
The
What is
cult
occult?
only takes the one slot.
It deals extra damage to elementals. It goes in a weapon.
That feels kind of situational.
Agreed.
I'd rather spend the money on the cyclonic and call it a day. For Randall, your armor right now, I don't think you have anything slotted, right?
Correct.
Yeah, you had Arctic and then you gave it to Kenzo. I don't think you did anything
Yes.
else with it. Equipment.
Correct.
One empty hollow slot. Yep, that's what it says on the sheet. Alright.
Correct.
Oh, your Wanderer's Boots. Traveling Discovery yields 1 Fabula point. I will add that to your sheet.
True. I do get a value point.
Congratulations, you got the point of the fabula. It goes there on the sheet. Don't worry, yeah.
Alright, I have 403. Randall has 109. I'll spend 400. Randall, you spend 100. You can get the Cyclonic.
Deal. I have 9 Zenith.
I'll add that to your sheet. We're the brokest nobles ever. Or you're the brokest noble ever.
Okay,
Well, we're about to
so
get back to the ship, and the ship has supply. We'll be
No,
fine.
you have 69 Zenith. You have 69 Zenith left.
Nice.
nice. Okay, so I'll need your armor, and your shield.
Sure.
Not a problem.
She just takes all 3 items in her arms. Be like, okay, it should only take a few days to get the sliding done. I'll be right back. And steps off behind a tree. Does anyone want to keep an eye on her after she says it'll take a couple days?
Yeah,
I
I'll be
think
like,
Olivia
days?
would
What do you
follow
mean?
her to make sure she doesn't fall over
Yeah.
because she keeps falling asleep, and Olivia's been waking her
Yeah.
up this whole time.
Yeah.
Days?
But-
What do you mean?
Yeah. Whoever's watching her go behind a tree, make an insight check.
Oh god. Alright.
It's 2d8 for me. Yep. Get rid of the days, get rid of the shaking.
I did not do well.
I got a 10. Is that enough?
2d8. 11.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, there's a Tesian. Anybody else want to watch this person go behind the tree?
Oh, sure.
I'm still trying to figure out the couple of days thing.
So no one else.
No.
Yeah, well, Olivia, you barely notice when she gets up and walks off.
Damn.
Yeah, Brian Rosea, y'all look behind the tree and she's not there.
Where'd you go?
Wait, she disappeared.
Meanwhile, Randall, right beside you, as everybody's looking behind the tree. Sorry that took so long. I thought it was only going to be. Why is it so bright out here?
Someone play the X-Files theme?
Fuck did she come from?
Randall, do you want to do an insight to see if you notice her reappear? Pretty much.
Yeah.
He's probably so speechless that he might need to make sure he's.
I need a minute to adjust to all of this, but I do turn around and say,
Yeah, you barely catch her stepping out of some sort of seam. It's hard to notice, but she basically just steps out of a seam in the world, carrying the stuff with the slots now installed on the armor and shield. Took a little longer than I thought. Kind of lost the shield for a day or two. It's so bright.
What?
What are you talking
What?
about?
What in tarnation?
Is that how I came from my home planet?
You come from a planet? I guess
Forget about that
everybody
part.
comes from a planet.
I have questions, but I don't want to ask them.
And I thought my master's magic made him seem hard to follow at times. I have no idea what the hell just happened.
Oh, I think I've heard of this on the Holovids in Ionius. It's called the Hyperbolic Time Chamber.
Oh,
that's a terrible name. It can't be called that.
The hypertonic lion
no idea.
tamer?
Hyper-Ebola?
I don't tame lions.
I
Yeah,
reach
one
into
more.
her arms and begin collecting the gear and start passing things out.
There you
Here,
go.
this is. Let's make sure that everything fits properly.
Margaret snuck back into her armor. Ah, here we go.
What day is it again? Is it Sunday yet?
It's Tuesday.
Ah,
Oh,
I
I suppose
thought it
someone
was
was keeping
Thursday.
track.
There we go. Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, is it?
Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday where I get to chew on some cheese, Wallace.
I'm testing the combat tunic and gently touching the holosphere, the light blue holosphere that is the magical color for the sky. I think about it, and I pull the aerosphere off my back, which glows the same color. And now I have a thought. Hosea, take a look at this, and I've never thought about this before. Do you think that the essence of a holosphere has been infused into weapons like these?
It's possible.
It would explain the abilities that I've learned. There may be more to this, and there may be a connection between the Ionian military and the aerospheres that they typically give to most officers. And they might have learned this from the ancient heroes. That would explain why Wormtooth was the way that it was. I point to my back to the trident there, and to Gerard's weapon. I never thought about that until now.
Well, most holospheres are condensed elemental shards. As for the holospheres that come up with different effects, well, that's just a bit of area of where they are.
And now I look closer at the aerosphere, and the enclosed jewel at the sphere's head. And this may be exactly why I'm able to cast elemental magic through it to enhance it. I've never really thought about the mechanics of how we do things before, but this may be useful in the future. There's a lot about this world that we have yet to learn.
Some things about the world are fun to learn. Some things are scary. And then there's things that just want to eat you.
Yes.
Still never getting over that time I was inside that well.
Randall
Much less
says,
that there were other people living in there as well.
Well?
Why were there people living in a well?
Well, they didn't want to just roll over and die, even though they were inside a belly of a beast. But plus shipwreck stuff came in all the time, so they had enough wood to build themselves houses and such. Not sure where it went.
You make no sense.
What?
Or
So
was
were
that
they
a
in a
dream?
well, or was that a monster that they were living in?
Yeah, probably a monster well.
Man is perpetually confused.
Dude, what the fuck?
Welcome to the Drowsy Witch.
Well, I think we should be on the road. Thank you for your services.
Yeah, if you want to get another time, you should kind of pet that out in their pockets, reach inside either robes. for the mimic having turned back into her backpack, pulls a card out of itself to hand to her. There we go. Yeah. Hey, she'll hand over a business card to you, Randall.
Oh, I accept it with both hands. Take a look at it.
Yeah, it has drowsy merchant written on it, and under it says "and Mimi."
Can I see the card?
Yes, certainly. I hand it to Etienne with both hands.
At this point, I'd be shocked if we all can't see like a visible question mark above Randall's head. Because he's just been so fucking confused this whole time.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm looking at this card. My god. Look at the card. The subtle off-whiteness of it. The lettering. It even has a watermark.
Yeah, the watermark was Mimi's idea.
Is that your mimic?
Yeah.
Subtle off-white card.
How'd you beat Mimi?
I didn't beat Mimi. Yeah, I found Mimi.
That's what I said. How'd you
Hey.
meet Mimi?
Ah. You just having a rat and exploring an ancient ruin. You found a mimic. It seemed hungry, so I started feeding it steak. It did try to bite my hand off a few times at first. But eventually, he and Mimi bonded, and we made good friends.
Kind of sounds like how me and Bugabud met, just without the steak. Actually, now that you mention it, Bugabud, yeah, I didn't have any food on me at the time. Now that I'm remembering. Yeah.
The psychic paper. The inspiration for the witch just came from the song itself. I mean, just look at the
Gotcha.
title of the song, "Lethargic Witch."
Well, in any case, this witch that steps through place and time with a mimic companion, you've been very useful to us. We need to get back on the path, work our way down the mountainside.
Yeah. The town is. She just kind of starts glancing around. It's somewhere. Yeah, I'll
Well,
find
we'll
it
find it.
eventually. But yeah, if
We were
you,
lucky to find you.
yeah, y'all were not nice customers. You did immediately attack Mimi, so that makes you good people in my book. Be surprised of how many people just freak out over a mimic and then try to stab it.
We've
Do you have
had some
any leftovers
nasty run-ins with mimics
from the morning?
before, but
Yes, as I rub my right arm and shoulder and upper chest. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, if you want to shut up again, just call me on the business card.
Lesha, do you want to buy anything?
Call you.
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Just call the number on the card, and I might show up.
How do we do that?
Number?
Mhm.
How?
I'm sure y'all will figure it out. And I think I will make this a possible repeating discovery. If you land a discovery, you could decide instead of getting the discovery you might have found, and instead having the drowsy merchant show up.
We'll do that again when we have enough Senate.
Oh, yes. This was expensive, but it will be worth it because we can always change these around. Since most of the basic equipment
Yeah.
has free slots, this gives us a lot of capability.
Yeah. Plus, I like the drowsy merchant. I want her to keep showing up.
Okay. As we get back toward toward the path, and the only thing left to do. Oh, wait, Etesian. Etesian,
Yeah.
do we still have leftovers from the morning's meal at camp?
Probably. There's always leftovers at
Do
breakfast,
you
especially
think?
rice.
Do you think
What?
that Mimi would appreciate a bit?
Yeah, I'm sure. But
It's only fair.
let me whip up some magic here. Not literal magic, food magic.
No, Bugabug, you stay over here. That's a mimic. It didn't go too well.
I, I don't exactly imagine this one will bite you the same way the last one did, but let's not get involved here. And I promise I'll give you some snacks later. Oh, fine. You twisted my leg. I'll give you one now. He reaches into his pocket, gives him a little snack.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
All the eggshells will be yours.
I stop off with Olivia. So, and I ask Olivia, is there any particular sphere that you're thinking about in the future? Should we run across one?
Spear. And then
Fear.
oh, you said fear. I'm sorry.
Near.
No, the spheres. That obviously, we may run into this merchant again, and we
Oh,
may have more Zenith to spend.
sorry, that's my bad. That's me being slightly tired. um, there's not much that crosses my mind. I will say, unfortunately, due to my initial kind of look down, due to my rather unique predicament, any sort of light leaves me quite vulnerable. So, preferably something to counteract that would be appreciated.
So you're vulnerable to holy magic?
It comes with the
I say that
territory.
I say that's oh oh
Yeah.
I didn't really think of that with Morgan being your patron. I'm sorry that there's been such a cost.
I've spent so much time in the shadows that it hasn't really crossed my mind until now, but if I'm going to be traveling with you all, it would be best to be mindful of it.
Mm-hmm. I'll make sure that your stateroom is far below deck.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Captain.
Thank you. As I strike off back toward the path again, I lift my left boot and give it a good pat. And tell Rosea. These things surely worked out for the best, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't have
The
been able to
drowsy
come up with
merchant will wave goodbye for you. Goodbye to y'all. Take a few steps forward before completely falling flat on her face. Then her backpack will sprout legs. Flip her over so it's Mimi on the bottom. And Mimi will just start trotting off with the sleeping merchant on its back.
So, like, when she initially falls over, Olivia starts to run in that direction and then sees a leg sprout, and she almost draws her weapon. She's like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, wait, that's Mimi.
It just kind of startles her for a second.
Hey, she could be a dimension hopper.
I mean, she'd come
Just
out of a
saying.
steam in the world. Who knows what she's capable of?
You just casually make a reference to this party.
So now that we're
Like
using
I'm doing something with a runic shield at the moment, but I think I can magic item stuff. Yeah, I can. What you want to fire frizzles?
She's mostly questions and very few answers.
Yes. And anyone keeps watching as Mimi trots off with the drowsy merchant. At some point, you'll blink, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
That was interesting encounter.
Well, again, we were very lucky, and I'm glad that we've taken full opportunity. By the way, how much Zenit does each of us have now? I'm almost completely empty. It's not like we'll need very much in the next town that we find.
I still got a little under 500, so I think I'll be all right.
I have. I have 3 Zenit.
Olivia just hands all of hers to Captain Randall.
All of what now?
All of hers in it.
Which is how much?
348. Like it's all in a little pouch, and she just kind of doesn't know what to do with it, so she just plops it in your hand.
That's 417. 417. Yes. Thank you, Zealot.
Uh-huh.
And I thank you, Olivia, and to Morgan as well. We may encounter some things in this new town, perhaps a core race player. Let's not forget about that game.
Whatever
Oh
helps
yeah,
you.
that thing you guys were playing back when you met me in Cauldra with the like racing monsters and stuff.
Yes, racing and battling them under unique conditions. I have a feeling that this particular, the higher level players have a great deal at stake. But that's not something that we need to focus on. As soon as we get through some of this tree cover, we might be able to spot the next town. Still, watch your footing. I walk forward with Rosea, keeping well away from Lesha as I look back and glance to see where Lesha is, to make sure Lesha isn't anywhere near up front, for my health as much as hers. And we now.
Go.
Hosea kind of notices that and like gives him a side eye, like, huh?
Those two didn't have a fight, did they?
I don't think we have.
I suppose this did only start happening after he got beat up by those bears. I hope he's not afraid of you, is he? You're so cuddly.
I hope he's not afraid of me. I mean, I know I could throw a mean wrench, but he's done nothing to make me angry, so he has nothing to fear from that.
Nah, it couldn't possibly be that. Not Captain Randall, he's fearless.
Yeah, maybe so.
Or at least he's certainly a lot braver than most folks I met. No way he'd be scared of some simple bears or someone like you.
Well, hopefully it won't. Hopefully this won't last long. Whatever he's experiencing. I am kind of slated to be helping work on the ship. Be one of the engineers of the crew.
I'm sure if it was a legitimate problem, he would have let you know by now. He's the realization sets in.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm sure it's no real problem. If it was, he would have spoken up about it by now. He ain't the type to just let that kind of stuff simmer. He usually likes to get stuff off his chest pretty quick.
Yeah. He's a talker. He keeps people in the loop.
So whatever it is, I'm sure it'll all work itself out in time.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides, if he really wanted to be scared of someone that could throw a mean wrench, it would be me and Kenzo's master.
I've only heard you guys talk about him briefly. Or is it a her?
It's a her.
What's she like?
She's an old one. Yeah. Yeah. She's a good bit of the magic farm stuff up in Cultra actually came from her. Or at least the initial designs of it. You know, I always kept muttering some complaining about warmongering or whatever. And whatever we asked, it was either a wrench flying at us and bedding into the wall next to our heads, or just mentioning. If she just kind of pitches her Look, I can't. Look, I made my home in these here mountains to get away from all that. Don't
It doesn't
want to
exactly
deal with it.
sounds like she was a very gentle type. It sounds kind of ornery.
Yeah, when she woke up on the wrong side of the bed, yes. Which was more often than not. But she was always a genius with machines.
Kind of like how Master Goobaloo's genius with magic.
Right. Yeah.
Fears? Eh,
Yeah. I've kind of been afraid of my fur catching on fire.
I'm afraid of losing the ones I care about most. And I kind of give a very subtle look to Randall.
Quote unquote
However, is
quote
subtle.
unquote subtle,
Oh
yeah.
man.
right. And Randall is looking straight forward because of all of this talk of um, the home in these mountains, and makes him realize this is still bear country.
That country.
Briar just kind of stays quiet, doesn't really answer the fear question. Seem comfortable answering it.
Well, now Randall is going to make an insight roll on the path itself. See whether the material of the path is changing. Anything and everything to look down and away from spooky bear lady that he's suddenly creeped out by.
That's a
Hey,
1 degree
Randall.
of success.
Randall, that road is made of road.
Yeah, good. That's comforting.
At least,
I like that. My fears? My fears are always about unintentionally betraying the things that I've promised to do. But my bigger fear, to be honest, is being unable to do the right thing when the moment comes, to be indecisive, and to have other people or my country to be harmed by the fact that I couldn't make a decision when I should have. I think that's my biggest fear.
Right, and she kind of sighs and rolls her eyes.
Maybe I talk too much. Oh, so the air beneath your feet is an issue? Well, perhaps we can actually work on that. As I have one of the spears in hand, the aerosphere. I use soaring strike a lot. I didn't even think about that fear when I passed over the lava to reach Maria's statue. Then again, that was a need at the time. Perhaps you can soar with me together. After all, we Skylancers are not afraid of the air. We thrive in it.
yeah, I suppose that is kind of an awkward thing to be afraid of if we're going on an airship.
Well, there
At
are
least with
moments.
the ship, I'll be standing upon something. But
Mm,
Just
the
don't look
moment,
over the edge. It can get quite high.
oh, yes, that is something I will not recommend for any of this current party. When we get aboard ship, I will tell you of some of the dangers, not only of the ship itself, but of the things around it. But take heart. Some of our crew members are of the Airy, the bird people, and they can tell you all about being surrounded by nothing but air with glorious stories of the sky.
I look forward to meeting these crewmates of yours.
Oh, yes. Ionia is basically built with humans, but we do have two main species allies, much like Cauldra does with its dwarves and its elves. But we have the shark people of the coast, and the ocean, mind you, and the Eyrie, which is a tall tower, separate from the Ionian countryside, that is a roosting ground for the bird people. It was part of an alliance long ago. Perhaps if we get the chance and we have the opportunity, we can climb the area all the way to the top, to the nesting ground, and the throne rooms, and all of the beautiful things that the bird people have built up there.
Climbing, you say? And then Olivia kind of looks a bit shifty.
It is strange that you're afraid of the one thing that is my particular element, if I have one, that is. But don't worry, we'll have plenty of opportunities to guard you against that. It is important. Safety is absolutely important on board an airship. I just wish we could get through these trees and out of this bear country to safer ground.
You don't seem to be fond of bears. I wonder.
You ever fucked by bears?
This whole time, you refusing to look at the bear person.
And I'm going to make a dex roll to avoid tripping over my own feet.
Give me that dex.
I've got 2d10.
Oh
It's one
my.
degree success. 1 degree
Yeah.
success.
So you
Okay.
succeed, but you aren't very graceful about it.
That seemed kind of uncharacteristic of him.
Well, just like Olivia, each of us is not equipped to handle everything. We have our weak points, and therefore Olivia's question about what we fear is a good one to get straightened out now, so that we can lift each other up when these situations inevitably come about. As Randall looks back and forth into the woods that might contain bears at any moment.
Briar's just kind of silently hoping and relying on the fact that people have forgotten she didn't say anything when the question arose.
Let me just.
Etesian, what are you afraid of? Most.
Will that double insight get Olivia
I mean, bears are
bonus
pretty
prior?
terrifying. What person isn't afraid of bears?
I'm not. Again,
Okay.
I'm also a bear.
Oh God, bears are all around us.
I mean,
You're not
are
afraid
you a
of
bear,
me, are you,
or
Etesian? Well, I'm
you're not
partially
like
bear.
the bears we're not like the bears we fought though.
I don't know. I don't know if I have any specific fears apart from the natural fears one ought to have in this day and age.
Um,
Good question. Bees, maybe?
Bees?
Bees, yeah, bees.
As in honeybees, like the ones that we fought before. You handled
Yeah.
yourself well with them.
I do, yeah. I don't like to deal with them, you know. It's just when you're just like sleeping outside, and you hear that buzz, put you on edge. It's a primal fear.
Well, bees are small, and if they do sting, it's a painful inconvenience for a short while. It kills the bee, by the way.
Well, if you're
But you know
allergic to
what?
them,
But you know what you should be concerned with.
what?
I'm about I'm about to spend a Fabula point, DM,
Uh-oh.
For what?
to create a new creature, and I'm lifting this from my D&D campaign. And I'm putting it here.
Okay.
They're called mumblebees.
How's that?
They're a different color of bee. They're difficult to look at because they have, instead of stripes ribbed around their bodies, it's zigzags all around them. And if they sting you, then suddenly you can't speak well, and that means you can't cast magic at all. Very dangerous.
They can cast silence.
Captain, is it really a good idea to enhance someone's fear?
Well,
I mean, at
sometimes
the cost of a Fabula point, yes.
Yes.
You may
minus
spend your
1.
Fabula point, by the way.
Mumblebees now exist.
One Fabula
spent
point
it.
spent, Briar.
I spent it on the sheet.
One. One.
And they absolutely exist in my D&D campaign. For you.
Yeah, they're you want it to be a level 60 champion 7 monster, right?
No. There are mumblebees that cast confusion as well as silence, but they're more powerful. The great mumblebees.
The great.
Ah, I'm not sure what you mean, Olivia. Everyone answered the question.
No.
Well, we're all revealing parts
No,
of
they did
ourselves.
not. It's your turn.
Well, I'm afraid of
Okay,
demons.
bug.
Where do they come from? Where are they going? What do they want? Why are they so evil?
I'm more
All good
concerned with the
questions.
fact that they've invaded multiple times and no one's ever truly stopped them. There are a great many mysteries, the golems among them, too. If there's anything to be truly afraid of, it's a rampaging golem.
Well, the golems were the creations that were made to fight the demons.
That might be true, but they were never truly under control. Based upon the strategies that we've studied at the Academy, the golems were engines of war set loose upon the world and would fight the demons basically in the general direction. It was difficult to predict what the golems would do, and so it was difficult to give them any kind of support or to have any flowing tactics on the battlefield.
Master did mention something of the sort.
Do you remember Tempestara?
Hmm.
That's what concerns me. Powerful demons that have access to all sorts of magics far in excess than we do. Gestalt is evil. Gestalt I can deal with. Something like Tempestara that we don't know the origins of, just like you said, that's far more concerning. Because who knows what they might be able to do, or what power they might be able to access. And if we're talking about fears, they now have the Speaker's Crystal, which means that they can contact the Arcanum. And I'm sure that concerns you, Etesian. Who knows how much power they might be able to gain. If only I'd known. If only I'd known that that's what the stakes were, we would have pursued them more quickly and taken greater risk. There's no way that we could have known. I just think sometimes that decisions like that put people in danger. A lack of definitive. I'm second guessing myself again.
You're doing your best.
It's the only choice we have. And truthfully, that's not important anymore. We have a missive from the Queen of Caldra that needs to be taken. It needs to be taken to our royal family so that they can determine what best to do next. And we have more than enough proof that this message is true. How long is this path? It's a long way down a mountainside. I never thought that it would be this long. Its path is so much longer because it's too steep to hold a straight path, so it has to switch back on itself this many times. This is going to
Plus,
take
you have to walk slow, or else you're liable to trip and go for a tumble.
true. And we all have to go single file, and with Rosea and myself, Olivia and Etesian and Kenzo, Briar and Bugabud and Zaya and Lesha. We're just a line of people walking down these switchbacks of this volcano.
Meanwhile,
Okay,
Slinking at the back of the group.
Hey, put me down.
Now, what's going on back there?
See Olivia nearly lifting Briar off of her feet.
Is there a problem? Olivia, put the girl down. Unless there's some present danger, there's no need to hold her up like that.
As soon as Randall speaks, she'll let go.
Congratulations, we are bonding. Please don't resist.
Everyone said what they needed to say. I don't see any problem.
Are you afraid of answering? Is that your fear?
No.
Olivia just tilts her head, but she does take a couple steps back so that she doesn't alarm Bugabud.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stop walking and I'm gonna watch this, just to make sure that everybody's all right.
Do I really have to?
No, you don't. Fear can lie dormant for a long time, and then suddenly spring up on you at a key moment. That's why we're asking this question.
If we all know what each other is afraid of, we can all work to protect each other from that.
Or at least learn to recognize where the fear might be coming from, that the fear is real, and that it needs to be countered by something better.
Well, I'm
You see a
afraid of
couple
Bugabud.
tears
He's a big, scary
start
monster.
You're
Isn't that
not
right,
afraid
Bugabud?
You feed it. Yeah. Oh, of course, of course.
What were you saying?
A couple tears start to form in Briar's eyes, and I'm afraid that this new family I've found, I'm gonna do something to lose them, just like I got kicked out of my village back home. I'm afraid I'm not worthy of any of you, or any of this.
Well, what would
Bugabud will lick Briar's cheek.
For a second, you see Olivia consider giving you a hug, but then she stops and then she motions for Rosea and Randall to come over as the parents of the party.
I need an adult. I need an adult. I messed up. I need an adult.
I mean, if Olivia hugs her, then she fears that Bugabud is gonna think she's attacking, and that's just not what she wants.
I'm going to sheath my shields and give Briar a hug. Now, come here. I'm sure there's not much you could do that would cause us to hate you or anything like that. You have a place with us. You're part of this
So you're
crew now.
saying there's a chance?
Uh,
Well, I
she
mean, if
doesn't
she
really
goes
say much
evil,
right now. She's just kind of clinging to you, staining your
yeah,
clothing.
I pat you on your head. I'm like, yeah, just don't go evil and start killing everybody. We'll be good.
I don't know you quite
Hmm.
well, but you don't seem like a bad person. You actually seem quite
Yeah,
silly, and that's quite enjoyable to be around. I don't see myself leaving anytime soon.
Meanwhile, Randall's nodding to himself, starting to realize. I do feel the need to apologize to you, Briar Rosewood. We've all been
She
treating you as an equal to the rest of us, and that is still true. But underneath it all, you're still a little girl, and we need to remind ourselves of that from time to time.
y'all y'all promise that it's okay, that I have a place
yeah,
here.
yeah. You do. You're part of
Oh,
this crew,
yeah,
and
absolutely. Yeah,
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
absolutely.
plus you're handy
Olivia
I
with
would
that
give
can't.
Briar a
crossbow, and the mighty Bugabud
Yeah,
can take on anything, right, Bugabud? That's why you're so scary.
absolutely. In
Olivia
terms
will
of
give
fighting
Briar a
monsters and
thumbs up from
defending
a few
yourself,
paces away, just respecting your personal space.
you're the equal to any of us. I would say that about you, Artesian. All of us are coming from strange backgrounds and different places. But when it comes time to do battle, all of us are doing our part and doing it well. Even if, you know, even if sometimes even the rest of you have to pick up for my sake. That's going to be the case for anyone eventually. Stand strong, stand proud. You're a member of our adventuring crew. Just
I'll start to wipe some of the tears, give a few sniffles, apologize to Rosea for staining her clothing with tears.
now come on up front. Get behind myself and Rosea as we make our way down. The trees appear to be thinning soon. Hopefully, that's not just a clearing, and we might get to the foot of the mountain.
But Bugbud will give your face another lick.
Bugabud. I just don't want a repeat of what happened back home. Let's hope for both of our sakes that they are right and that won't happen.
I don't see a single reason why we would want to recruit. After all, you're a contributor. You have unique magics that could turn the tide. You're a good person. You haven't stolen from us. You haven't mistreated us or disrespected any of us. You're welcome amongst our group.
I agree. Well said, Randall.
And that is as simple as that. As I look toward Rosea and peek over ahead at the rest of the group, we do just have to be reminded that some of us come from unique places, unique fears, and unique pasts that we need to account for. And we shouldn't lay blame or think that anyone's vulnerable because of that. It's just what they are.
Lesha gives you a thumbs up.
Right.
Trust me, Briar. I I was alone in the world before I found my place in the academy in the Ionian military and joined Randall's airship crew. This is my only family too.
She was an orphan at one time, just like you.
That
Well, I think Briar has
You were?
parents, right?
well, I may still have parents back home, but they didn't exactly do much to stop when the exile happened. So I don't
But
know what
yes,
they think of me.
no, my parents died at when I was very young, and I had nobody for a long time in Ionis.
I still have my family, and I have a great deal of debt that I owe to them, individually and collectively. But it's
Now,
never stopped me
Rosea.
from being myself.
What's that, DM?
Yeah. Rosea, give me an insight willpower check.
Is this to remember that
Oh,
my false memories or something?
Maybe.
Oh no.
oh boy.
10. What's the DC? I might have to point this.
I was thinking maybe tiered.
Tiered? Okay, I'm gonna go for higher. I'm gonna re-roll the 3.
Okay. We want lore. We want lore.
Evoking by past.
Okay. All
Another
right.
3. Oh, sunk cost. Sunk cost.
Bros.
I'll leave it at that. 3 fabulous points for an 11. That's fine.
3 fabulous points for an 11.
Oh my god.
You managed to raise your score by 1.
Yeah. So 10, and then 1 fabulous point, 2 fabulous. Yeah, that's 3 fabulous points for an 11. Yeah, I just don't want to burn all my fabulous points on this. I call it quits at 3. All right, so 2 tiers. What I get?
Yeah, bringing up your parents' death, you get a bit of an odd feeling. Like it's just like it's just this. It's like this story you've always told. Cause that's kind of what you that were told would happen. What you kind of think would happen. And for a brief moment, kind of see yourself admit it's the fire, just staring, and you feel like a presence behind you in the memory, but the memory fades before you look back.
I want to think about my childhood. How much memories can I draw back of my childhood? Like, is it like easy to remember things, or is it like, oh, this feels fake?
It feels a little spotty.
Spotty? Okay.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, maybe that's just because I'm older now.
hmm Maybe.
It's not something that you've kind of focused on before. So it's easy for you to kind of explain away. You're like, I don't really remember that, but it feels like it happened.
Okay. Do I remember
All
like
right.
key like teachers and stuff like that, or is it like core memories, or
Yeah, like remember there's some teachers, but you mainly remember like your time in the academy, teachers there, and all that. The friends that you made there.
all right? My player theory. I don't know if this is canon or not. My player theory is that Rosea had a false. Her journey started at the academy. Everything else before was bullshit. That's my player theory.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll
I mean,
find
I
out.
know, but
Yeah,
I
you
ain't
know.
telling you yet.
All I know is that we now have the Academy bonding memory, probably of Randall defending Rosea at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that happened.
She was
Yeah.
a special project. She didn't get the spear the spear type weapons that normal officers get. She was issued shields. Completely different training.
Yeah. If you're looking for the strongest memory of your past, that would probably be it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we knew some of the same teachers. So you know Wortham too.
Randall, how old do you think we were when we joined the academy? Is this like a
We were
college thing or a primary school thing?
We're primary. That's a primary school thing.
Okay.
This is straight Japanese. So yeah, we were trained. We were trained as moppets.
Probably like 3rd grade or something.
Yeah,
Mm,
in uniform.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say maybe middle school.
Middle school. Okay.
Middle school age.
So like 6th grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the bronze and brown uniforms that little kids wear. I should say brown and bronze. Then you graduate upward. So yeah, we knew each other as kids. Probably had some bullying stories there. So Rosea's actually probably been protecting him for his whole life. She was trained to do it.
Maybe that's why
Probably
I
a
didn't go full
bully came
demon.
in there. Probably, yeah, all that stuff. That's probably actually there. But the party's fallen silent. I finally
Yeah,
lean
was
over
this
to Rosea.
Oh, go on.
I finally lean over to Rosea and say, "We do need to review the holospheres that we've bought and attached to make sure that we stay flexible in combat. I'm sure that you'll be thinking about that. We may need to switch off from the original plan based on what these spheres might do for each other. Although it is nice to have someone who's completely immune now, at least to ice."
Yeah, and like if we have, we'd have to get it socketed, but like if I get 2 sockets on my armor, I could swap out the dark for 2 ice. Or yeah, we can move it around. Someone can be immune, or we can do 2 resistances. Or
Exactly.
maybe we want the ice damage and we put it in our weapons.
Also true. Things could get complicated. We've fought in elemental dungeons so far, and the last battle was against generalists. You never know who can be, which enemy could be dangerous or vulnerable to. And if we learn what enemies are in a specific dungeon, Briar, and they turn around and look right at Briar, we have this bestiary going. So we may actually eventually learn all of the creatures in a particular area and be able to call them up immediately, right? Or at least the study of what they're strong and weak against.
I can pull up information from here pretty much any time, yeah?
That means that our rearrangement is more important than ever. So is the scouter. Kudos to Kenzo.
I have a request. We give Briar 1 Fabula point for keeping good bestiary knowledge track.
Well, that's obviously something for later. In the meantime, let's get off this mountain.
Yeah, was this did the travel roll take the entire day or?
Yeah. You do manage to get down off the mountain path. Travel a bit of ways across the the plains.
Oh, we're in the open
With,
field now. Here we go.
yeah, with the sun is so hard to say. You do see the town off in the distance, although it'll be a little too far to get to by tonight. But it will be simple enough to get to it in the morning.
Okay. Is Zaya setting up another magic tent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Camp activities.
Hmm. Let's see.
Mm, Does
Well,
anybody need
the week
inventory
morning-
points?
Mm-mm.
I'm good.
Because if not, I'll probably just do training for prior, since I don't think
I'll
anyone
just
here
do
spent
daydream.
any inventory.
Once before the next rest, whenever you lose hit points, for whatever reason, you may choose to half the HP lost. Okay, I'll just do daydream. Simple.
I think I'll just do martial practice for mine.
I would also like to use the night to form a bond of affection to Rosea.
Let's see my bonds. Bugabud, I already have affection for you. Briar and Bugabud. I'm gonna form a bond of loyalty to Briar and Bugabud.
Am I still here?
Any other bonds?
Yep.
But I didn't know if I had disconnected or not.
Randall, your bonds are admiration, affection for Rosea, and loyalty
Yeah.
to the Ionian Tropigarch, and that's it.
Yes. Yes.
Adhesion, your bonds are nothing
Oh,
Yet.
yeah.
yet. And the bonds, you just simply declare who you're forming a bond with and just pick an emotion. There's admiration and inferiority. You pick one of those pairs. Pairing 2, loyalty and mistrust. Pairing 3, affection, hatred. You can form a bond once per rest.
Once per rest. Interesting.
Uh huh.
Technically optional per rest.
Yeah, you don't have to. There's a I don't know if we're using raw or not, but you can have 6 bonds. Raw, you have
I don't
to get
actually.
rid of 1 bond to get a 7th bond, which becomes 6 bonds again
Yeah, and there's no way to add more bonds on the sheet
on
anyway.
the sheet. Yeah, you have to go to the journal to do it if you want to do it like that. What's Adhesion's camp activities? Do we have it? No, we don't. Adhesion, do you know your camp activities?
Is that the cooking thing, or do I decide what my camp activities are?
It's in the Natural Fantasy book. Hesson, do you have that handout? The picture of the camp activities?
Here. Oh. Uh, Yeah.
I think I'm going to do a pep talk. I'm going to do a pep talk for Briar. That's appropriate. Take her aside. Give her a few words of encouragement from someone who's been in the military.
Actually, we don't have your camp activities on the sheet, Randall. So you have pep talk and what else?
And the travel one.
Oh, exploration.
Yeah, I think it's exploration. Yeah, the one that boosts. Yeah, the one that boosts the discovery.
Oh,
Maybe it's
that's something
cartography. Just
different.
for the extras, have to make a travel roll when
Cartography.
you
Yes,
roll.
Cartography,
cartography.
yeah, because
Cartography.
exploration is the one that can give like inventory points and zenit and stuff.
I have cartography and pep talk.
All right, I'll
So I'm
add
going to
that
do a
to your
pep
sheet.
talk for Briar. That's entirely appropriate. Yes. Briar needs some extra TLC. DM,
Yes.
can we see the masts of the shooting star from here?
I guess it would depend on how big of a ship the shooting star is.
Well, the shooting star is long, but it's narrow. It's built for speed. No, it's built for speed. We can do some broadsides. Yeah, we've got some weapons, but it's not a huge ship. So if there's some buildings around the harbor, we may not see the
Yeah.
masts.
Yeah, of the shooting star, probably not. You might
Okay.
see some masts of like some large ships at the dock, but probably only the top of the mast. Ooh,
Yeah, and those
thunder!
are only ships. Those are river ships, not ocean ships.
No, they're because this is on the coast.
Oh, it's on the coast. I thought it was on a river. Okay, that changes things. Okay,
Coastal city.
so yeah, we
Yeah,
would see the big masts. We could see the
yeah,
big masts.
Oh man, if you get cartography and do that every rest and get max out the Wayfarer stuff, that'd be insane for getting discoveries.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you could have it on a 3 or under. You get a discovery on a D6 and roll it twice. That's insane. That's over 50%.
Yeah, it is. But we have a different mission now. Our mission is to
Yeah.
get back to the ship.
Hey, Tisha, do you see the handouts on the table?
Yeah.
Pick 2 of those. Which 2 interest you the most?
Hmm. Whoa. Okay, what do we got?
Daydream, double portion, exploration, gathering,
That
double
sleep sound.
gathering. Sleep sounding?
Huh.
Okay.
Oh, magic lesson.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. We're gonna do that one.
Magic lesson? Okay.
Yeah, so I get 2, you say?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah,
so these two will be the two you have for the rest of the campaign.
sounds about right. Yeah.
And so when you do a camp activity, or when people set up camp, you can select one of those two to actually do.
So magic lesson and sleep soundly?
Magic lesson and training.
Training? Okay. Done. Which camp activity are you doing tonight?
I don't think we need training tonight, so I guess magic lesson.
Okay. Which spell are you giving to which party member? Your
Who
spells
needs
are.
one?
Do I have your spells? Or it's a one-time use spell. Oh, I didn't even have your spells yet. But let's see. You have under Spiritist, Lux, Heal, and Hallucination. Lux is an AoE damage, light damage. Heal is heal. Hallucination, I believe, is status effects. Spiritist. Hallucination. Yeah, it's 5T, 5 times T, up to 3 creatures. Choose Days or Shaken, and you inflict the chosen status effects with each target hit by the spell. Olivia, what was your Necromancer thing? It was Dazed or Shaken?
Yes. So long as I deal damage to an opponent who is afflicted with shaken or weak, I gain a grade point and recover hit points and mind points.
That might be a good combo with Hallucination, because you could inflict up to 3 people being shaken for 15
Be good.
mana.
That would be good.
All right, so which spell do you want to imbue on a person for a one-time use? Lux, Heal, or Hallucination?
Well, which one would be most helpful? Like, what does somebody want? Does anyone need any of that right now? I want the opinion of others. I'm not just going to cast spells on people without their consent.
Yeah, they're all pretty good. Heal, just having another heal on somebody would be a really good option. A Lux could be good if somebody wants to AoE damage nuke for a one-time use thing. If they're weak to light, you can just pop that. Or Hallucination for extra stats effects. They all have their strengths and weaknesses.
I would just say this: if you guys do end up using Lux in character, it's not really going to affect mechanic wise, but roleplay wise, Olivia will flinch. Like immediately if that spell is cast, she will flinch.
Teach Olivia how to Lux.
They just give a light spell to the undead, no big deal.
Like depending on how combat is going, if we're not in like too dire a situation, I might even let that have a mechanical fucking downside just to try to earn a Fabula point at the end of the session.
Also, I've read this, so now I have to torture your ears.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
If I advertise old grapes, is that raising awareness?
Huh.
You
Oh my god. Why?
What? Are you gonna whine about it?
he had that locked in. He was ready.
Oh no.
We
I don't
walked
know.
into it.
I have one. I don't know if I've ever told this one before. I've told a bunch of these, but I can never remember which ones I told. Okay, a dwarf. Listen. A dwarf who is a mystic escaped from a jail. The call went out for a small, medium, at large.
It's a psychic dwarf. Forgot that part.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a medium.
Because he's a mystic.
Yeah, mystic. Yeah.
Small, medium.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're a bunch
large.
of dads in here. Dad jokes.
I mean, I
Oh,
literally
God.
am father of two. So
Yeah.
Look,
don't have children
minimalism. Look, minimalism is a scam by Big Small to sell more less.
Oh, exactly.
so more or less.
I'm reminded of the advantages of a cheap hairpiece. It's a small price tag.
Mm-mm-mm. Welcome to
You know what?
Cherry
I'm
Guys.
gonna make a request. I'll request the magic lesson be on me, and I get hallucination. That way, when my turn comes around to refresh protect, I can just throw status effects on people. That'll benefit Olivia.
Sure, I appreciate it.
Good deal. Good deal.
Okay. So I'm gonna mark that under journal, I guess. Notes.
Status
I
effect.
have one use of hallucination spell. Okay. From camp activity. From adhesion camp activity. Okay. So, does anyone want to do any more RP scenes for the rest? Or can we just skip
I'm
to the
pretty
morning
sure while
and
you guys are all
Yeah.
bonding and hugging Briar, Olivia is out in the forest doing her training.
okay.
So nobody has scenes in mind. The moon travels through the sky real fast.
I jump
The
up and catch
tides
it.
are in complete disarray.
I jump up and catch the moon and punt it like a basketball.
The moon eats you. No saving throw.
There's no saving throws of Fabula.
Exactly.
I'm reminded of the what was it? Evan Almighty or Bruce Almighty? The one with he did the rope on the moon and then pulled it in for the romance scene.
Yeah.
He was like God for the day or whatever.
Yeah. Bruce.
Oh yeah, Bruce Almighty. Yeah.
Bruce Almighty, yeah.
Evan Almighty was Noah.
Was the Noah one, yeah, with the
Yeah.
dude from The Office.
Yeah, because he was in the original
Scott.
one.
Steve Carell.
Yeah, Steve Carell.
No, his name's Michael Scott. They always make the God character be so nice in those movies.
I mean, what would you expect?
True.
I guess it
mean,
depends.
Morgan Freeman is God.
Yeah,
I guess it
he does a
depends
really
what you
good
think God looks
God.
like.
If we are in intermission now, I'm going to go put some more soup on.
Sure, can we
Kind of
take a break,
soup.
DM?
Oop.
Sure, we can take a short break.
Okay.